Hey guys, it's Robyn, your Scentsy fragrance consultant. Welcome back and welcome if you're new. Today we have got warm reviews of the 10 new releases that are coming out September 1st at midnight Mountain Standard Time, which is 11 p.m. Pacific or 2 a.m. Eastern. So we have got 10 new release scents and the whole catalog and all the harvest stuff coming as well that same night. So lots happening. So if you are someone who tends to order a lot in the fall winter like I do, this is like my time of year. I don't order a whole ton during the spring, summer, but fall, winter, I love this time of year in wax, and it's my favorite. If you're the same as me and you like to do a lot of Scentsy ordering between now and the holidays, ask your consultant to set you up with a shopping link. It's a party link, a shopping link, whatever you want to call it. Basically, you can attach all your orders to it. Anytime that you order between now and the holidays, they can be open for up to 3 months. So any orders that you make in that time can be attached to it, and then you'll earn rewards, like half off items, credits, all that good stuff. So for details on that and to set that up, talk to your consultant or message me. Happy to set you up with that. All right, we're gonna go through these new release scents. I have warmed all 10. I have been a busy bee warming here lately. Like, it has been a lot of warming, a lot of testing, and I've had so much fun. Okay, we have got these bars stacked up here next to me in order of my most favorite to least favorite. I will say, with these 10 bars, there was none that I strongly disliked on warm. There was a couple that are probably like not my thing, but are still good bars. And I will say overall, the performance on most of these has been very, very good. So that's the Cliff Notes version. I'll tell you what they smell like on warm and all of the details here as we go. Okay, first favorite, like very favorite of the bunch. This is Frosted Marshmallow. This one is sparkling cinnamon, marshmallow, and buttercream frosting. This one was very much what you smell is what you get. I do think that it had less spice on warm than it does on cold, like a little bit. It is a cinnamon note. You do still get it on warm, but it's less present, and there's a glorious fluffy marshmallow scent in here that really came alive as well on warm. Loved this. Did the full bar in my open layout. I would say it was strong, like 7, 8 out of 10 strength, performed very well. I think this would be great for mixing because it is strong enough to hold up to like a tree scent or something like that. And I think this would pair very, very well with like very snowy spruce or balsam spice at the holidays. I can't wait to try that. But on its own even, this is just fantastic. This to me is just like the perfect gently spiced bakery scent. And again, I would warm this year round myself, but I think it lends itself well to cooler weather as well as the holidays specifically. It's very, very good. Good performer as well. Went 24 hours and again, was stronger than average. So sometimes marshmallow scents can be on the light side. This one's not. Very good performer. Yeah, the things this reminded me a little bit of are Make Me Snickerdoodle, which got discontinued. This one is much sweeter, a little bit less spicy, but much sweeter and higher pitched with that marshmallow note. And also reminded me a little bit of Cinnamon Buttercream. Cinnamon Buttercream was discontinued years ago, but it had kind of like a tart mascarpone cheese note. This one does not have that. This one is sweet and fluffy and just glorious. It is fantastic. 10 out of 10 bakery scent, love. If you like bakery scents or marshmallow scents, you do have to try this one. Frosted Marshmallow. My second favorite was Velvet Cashmere Woods. Did this full bar. I did it twice in my bedroom. I did 4 cubes each time because it is on the lighter side. This one is creamy cashmere, velvet vanilla, and sheer woods. Now, I would not describe this as a woodsy scent on warm. I would describe this as a classy marshmallow. Oh, it's so good. Like gently, like I would wear this. If I could get this in a perfume, I absolutely would. Gently perfumey, not in a headache way, not in like a aggressive way. Just pretty. Pretty classy marshmallow. It's so good. Like so good. It is on the, if you double your wax, I would not do this in a large space at all, ever. Small spaces only. I doubled my wax and I got about a medium strength, but I had to double my wax to get there. So this is a lighter bar. This is the lightest of the 10 new releases, at least in my home. Longevity, like 16 to 18 hours. Like I think the first time I warmed it, I think I got close to 24, but definitely not more than that. Yeah, so it is strongest at that medium level for like 12 hours and then it kind of tapers off from there. Overall though, the scent appeal is through the roof, like 10 out of 10. And I do think this will probably get stronger with time too. So we might get better longevity from it later on. But this was fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Very, very similar on warm to Pacific Sandalwood, which was another kind of like marshmallowy, vanilla woodsy scent. So good. This is very similar to that on warm. And I love it. Like, could not love it more. Again, 10 out of 10. Performance is lacking, I will say that. And don't be afraid of the woods in here. When it says cashmere woods, you might think it's very strong and perfumey and woodsy. It's not. It is a fluffy, fluffy, marshmallowy scent. So, so good. Very, very sweet, very, very pretty. So, Velvet Cashmere Woods. Again, small spaces only though. If you don't melt wax in your bedrooms, I wouldn't even bother with this one. But very, very good. Next up here, we have Blankets of Love. This one is Sheer Violet, Cotton Blossoms, and Comforting Woods. Now this one I have warmed twice. So each time I've warmed this, I've done 3 cubes in my bedroom. 2 in one warmer, 1 in the other warmer. So 3 cubes each time. This is beautiful. I almost found it too strong for the bedroom initially. Like the first 3 hours or so were almost like just too strong, like sticking your face in dryer sheets almost. Because to me, this does smell more like a lavender dryer sheet type scent. Cotton Blossoms, yes, it's like a laundry scent. A little bit of woodsiness for sure as well, but this is strong. Comforting Woods, Cotton Blossom, Sheer Violet. There is a floral note here as well. I wouldn't have necessarily said violet. I would have leaned into more of like a lavender and maybe even like a sugared lavender or a sugared violet. Like there is a sweetness here without being vanilla based at all, but it is a strong, like dryer type scent, like dryer product type scent. Very, very lovely, very pretty in the bedroom, but I found it just a bit too much. So maybe next time I'll do 2 cubes instead of 3. But it did perform very well, like strong intensity initially, stayed relatively strong for quite a while. And I think it went over 24 hours if I remember right. So this one is a better performer than average. I think you could do this in an open layout if you wanted to. I think it's strong enough. Personally, I would say this is more of a bedroom scent just because of the scent itself. It is more like dryer sheets, but if you like that smell other places in your home, by all means, I think it's got the strength to do it. Yeah, very, very lovely. Again, I think I need to reduce the amount of wax because I think 3 cubes was too much of this scent. So 2 cubes, I think in a bedroom would be the sweet spot. Yes, so kind of like dryer sheets in a very pretty way. I swear there's lavender there. Like there's no lavender in the notes, but I feel like I'm smelling lavender. So yeah, there's that. As far as comparisons, the closest thing I can think of that we have that's current is the Winnie the Pooh 100 Acre Wood Bar. That's a little bit similar. This is sweeter and much, much stronger. Much, much stronger. Also has that kind of sugar note in here. I think I prefer the scent of Blankets of Love, but this one is harder to get along with as far as it's quite strong. So Blankets of Love, really like it though. That is number 3. And part of the reason that one took number 3 is because it is so strong. I like the scent. I like a good bedroom scent like that. And I would love to see this come to laundry, to be honest. If I could get washer whiffs in this, I would be all over that. Next here we have Emerald Pear Blossom. This one is Emerald Pear, White Cranberry, and Amber Blossom. So pear, cranberry, and amber. I don't get a lot of amber here on cold or warm. This to me smells like, my daughter said too, straight up candy. This smells like candy. I do get like a candied pear and like a sweet pink cranberry. But this is not like a grown-up elegant scent. Like when I saw the amber blossoms and the dark green, emerald green here, I thought this would be like kind of like an upscale elegant scent. No, this is fun. This is a fun scent. Very festive. I think this would be perfect for New Year's Eve. And this one was actually surprisingly strong for a fruity scent. The amber blossom, I suspect, is just adding longevity here because you don't smell amber per se necessarily. You get like a lot of those fruity notes, but it does go for like close to 24 hours. I would say like 18 to 24, somewhere in there, but strong. Again, full bar in my open layout. I would say 8 out of 10 strength, nice and strong. This was very, very good. I like that very much. It was a hot day when I warmed this and it was actually perfect. So if you live somewhere with a warmer climate where it doesn't get super cold in the winter, or if you want to save this for like New Year's Eve, this is very fun. So Emerald Pear Blossom is one I would get again. That was fun. Next up here we have Old Fashioned Evening. This one has been one that I've heard a lot of buzz about. People are really loving this one. This is winter cherry, vanilla orchid, and sandalwood. Now this one, we did 2 cubes in my daughter's room, and she loved this one. And this one is good. It is a nice bright cherry. There is a perfuminess to this, and I think it's the vanilla orchid. Yeah, there's like a pretty kind of like perfumey tone to this, and I believe it's the vanilla orchid. There's also, to my nose, they're saying sandalwood. This is cedarwood 100% to my nose. They're saying sandalwood. To me, this is the same cedar note that is in cedar cider. It's the same note. So I don't necessarily get sandalwood so much as I get cedarwood, especially day 2. So this one is very long lasting and very strong. 2 cubes in my daughter's room, 3 days, and like 8 or 9 out of 10 strength. Very strong. And I don't say like high strength numbers very often. Like usually things are like a medium, like a 5 is a medium for me. 6 is like a really nice medium. 7 is strong. We're getting a lot of like 8s and 9s here. So for that, the strength here on this batch is quite good. So nice strong bar here, nice and long lasting. I will say the bright cherry note did taper down day 2, and we were left with kind of that vanilla orchid perfumey note. A little bit of cherry still, but not as much. But mostly this like cedarwood type note. And cedarwood to me, to my nose sometimes, can go a little bit hamster cage, like fresh, clean cedar shavings. Not like yucky hamster cage, but like clean hamster cage. This did do that day 2 for me. It did sort itself out by the 3rd day though. So that 2nd day was, you know, 1st day is like bright cherry. You get that little bit of perfuminess. It's beautiful. Day 2, a lot of cedarwood to my nose. They're saying sandalwood. To my nose, it was straight cedarwood. And then day 3, it kind of sorted itself out again, and we had just kind of a nice woodsy, rich. You could tell there was like a fruity note to it, but you may not have been able to identify it as cherry. Either way, it was pretty at all stages, but it's bright and fruity, like super strong and bright and fruity on cold. On warm, it is for the 1st day, but then it does morph into a richer, deeper type of scent. It's very, very lovely though. All stages were pretty, and that is Old Fashioned Evening. So if you're looking for good bang for your buck, this one is strong and long lasting, and quite a little bit different than other things we've had. So yeah, Old Fashioned Evening, I would get that again. And I do think Old Fashioned Evening would fill your very largest, hardest to scent spaces. So if you have like double ceilings or like really crazy like architecture in your home, that would be a good one. Next one we have here is White Oak Woodland. This one is Velvet Plum, Creamy Sandalwood, and White Oak. And this one is gorgeous. So this one I did a couple different places. Oh, this is nice. I did this in my bedroom at one point and in the ensuite. And this one is like a 24-hour one. And it's so much different than you think it's gonna be. The color suits it well. Like that color does suit the scent. You definitely get plum, and it's not nearly as woodsy as you're expecting it to be. With a name like White Oak Woodland, it's not super woodsy. It's more of like a clean house type scent. So yeah, creamy sandalwood, white oak, and velvet plum. Yeah, it's like a pretty plum scent. The plum is very apparent. This just smells like clean house, like a clean, new build house. Like built in the last couple years, super trendy, like kind of like just very prettily done. This smells like a really fancy, clean house. I don't know how else to describe it. You definitely do get the sweetness of the plum. You do get woodsy notes, but they're not earthy woodsy notes or dark woodsy notes, if that makes sense. This is light, airy wood. It's very, very pretty. So White Oak Woodland. This to me does not smell like a fall winter scent. This smells more like a year round, like you could melt this in May quite nicely. It is a any time of year scent to me. So White Oak Woodland, very beautiful. As far as performance, I would say medium strength. I would say 5 or 6 out of 10, and average duration, 24 hours. So that is White Oak Woodland. Next up here, we have Golden Sunflower Fields. This one is Red Apple, Fields of Hay, and Fresh Picked Sunflowers. Now this one, I did 2 cubes in my office, and this one is crazy strong. But more than strong, it's long lasting as all heck. This one went 5 days in my office, and it was still going when I took it out. I was like, I give up. I gotta keep things moving here. Golden Sunflower Fields, crazy strong, crazy long lasting. Now this one has apple for sure. It's somewhere between a red and a green. It's like probably a Mac apple or something like that. It's not super tart, but it is a little bit tart. Fields of Hay, to my nose, that is reading as almost a gently spiced grassy type scent or a gently spiced leaf scent, like a dry leaf scent, that hay is coming across that way. The fresh picked sunflowers are adding like a warm, like that gentle warm floral tone that Scentsy tends to use for sunflower. It's a very pretty sunflower note, and this is the same one. This is, on cold, very much a fall scent to my nose, with like the dry leaves and the apple and all that. By day 3 in my office, there is a fresh note that comes out in here. And I don't know what it is, but it smells like fresh air, or maybe it's a mix of the apple, like getting tartar over time. I don't know what it is, but it comes across as fresh. So on day 3 on, this was more of like a fresh scent to my nose, more like something I would melt in like April, May. But initially, this is more of a fall scent, but it does morph over time. It's pretty. This is a great scent, I think, for fall transition. This would also be, I think, a pretty scent for winter to spring, but also equally pretty for summer to fall. Yeah, it's pretty. Again, the longevity on this one is fantastic. So great score for longevity. I do think this is strong enough to warm anywhere in your home, even open layouts. Yeah, good performance here. I would describe it as a warm, sweet floral with apple and like a dry leaf note. So that is Golden Sunflower Fields. And that one may be a repurchase for me at some point. I can't see myself melting a ton of that one, but I would probably get more. Number 7 here, we have Lavender Woods. This is a very pretty bar with the purple. This one is, let's see here, lavender, cedarwood, and amber. And yeah, I do get all of that in this one. I did melt this one in my ensuite bathroom. Now this is kind of that classic Scentsy lavender. Kind of reminds me a bit of the lavender from Provence lavender. I do get the woodsy note here as well. And there is amber as well. Now the amber here is just a little bit astringent to my nose. And what I found with this one was when I had this in my bathroom, 1 cube. What I found on warm is it went for like 3 days. Like it went a nice long time. I think it could have gone longer than 3 days even. And strength was very good too, like 7 out of 10 at least. At least a 7, possibly an 8 out of 10. So performance, top notch here. If you wanted to do this in an open layout, you absolutely could. For me, I didn't mind the lavender note, but for me, the lavender note felt like something you would get in like a Lysol wipe lavender. Like I think I've had lavender Lysol wipes before that smelled very similar to the lavender note in this. And mixed with the astringents that the amber was providing, it did remind me of like a lavender cleaning product, which I didn't love. It was fine for a bathroom, but I wouldn't want my entire house to smell like that. That being said, I kind of enjoyed it for the bathroom. And that's where I'll probably melt the rest of this, laundry rooms or bathrooms. So like it smelled clean, but in like a Lysol clean kind of way. Probably not one I'd get more of, but I don't hate it also. So performance was very respectable. And yeah, the longer it went, the more I enjoyed it. That kind of astringency kind of wore off as time went on after that first day. So it wasn't as cleaning product-like as time went on. And like I said, this could have gone longer. I just had to keep it moving and keep testing. So yeah, 3 days, pretty good. Enjoyed it. We'll warm the rest of this in bathrooms as well, but probably not a repurchase for me personally. But I do think if you like lavender scents or you like clean type scents, Lavender Woods is definitely one worth trying. Next up in 9th place, we have Buttered Pumpkin Dream. So Buttered Pumpkin Dream is warm chestnuts, buttered pumpkin spice, and rustic cedar wood. So chestnut, spice, and cedar wood. The pumpkin spice, oh yeah. So this one absolutely has an orange note to it. There is an orange citrus note here that is 1000% there that is not in the notes. And it's fine, but it's a little weird with the pumpkin, and the spice profile on this is very unusual. Oh yeah, it tingles my nose and hits my sinuses weird. On warm, I did 2 cubes of this in my office. That nose tingling sinus spice note was still there on warm, but it did die down over time. And the other thing with this one is it was a very good performer for longevity. I would say it was a light medium to medium strength, not crazy strong. Light medium to medium, but it went for a good couple days, like 2.5 days somewhere in there. Like it went a while. So Buttered Pumpkin Dream, longevity is good, strength is approaching average. I don't know. The orange came out more on warm, I found. Like there was a definite citrus note, like a citrus spice, pumpkin type note. It's definitely pumpkin spice, but the spice here is odd. I will say the nose tickliness did go away after about the first 24 hours, and then it was more of your traditional classic Scentsy pumpkin spice. At that point, it reminded me more of something like Cozy Vanilla and Pumpkin that we had a few years back, or something like that we have now, which is Brown Butter Pumpkin. That pumpkin spice note, but with a little zing of citrus and maybe more spice. I personally vastly prefer Brown Butter Pumpkin that's already in the catalog. So for me, this one is just not a purchase. I don't hate it, but it's not one that I would love to warm again. I wouldn't crave this scent at all. Where Brown Butter Pumpkin, I love, love, love. So this one, the citrus note is fine, but it doesn't pair well with the pumpkin to my nose. So this one, I think if you're a pumpkin spice fan who also likes a little bit of citrus and is okay with kind of an unusual take on a fall scent, then I think Buttered Pumpkin Dream might be worth a try. I think it would probably do okay in an open layout. Probably not the largest of open layouts, but like an average open layout, I think it would be fine. But I think you have to be okay with like a little bit of a different pumpkin spice type scent. And okay with a very different type of spice profile. If you're iffy with spice to begin with, I would avoid this one because it is a very different spice profile in a kind of peppery way almost, like a black pepper kind of way. And that does get better with time as it warms, but I don't know. I think just go with Brown Butter Pumpkin instead and save your money on this one. That is my opinion. But again, if you like pumpkin spice scents that are a little bit different, this one might be worth trying. So Buttered Pumpkin Dreams. In 10th place for me, we have Wild Pine and Linen. And we all know I am not a tree scent person, so there's no surprise here that this is number 10. This is not a bad scent, by the way. It's just not a me scent. This is Crisp Air, Lavender, Oak Moss, White Pine, and Clean Linen. Now this one, I actually liked a little bit better on cold. Now on cold, I quite enjoy this. If this smelled the same on warm as it does on cold, we'd probably be in business. There is a very lovely complex scent here. I get all the different components. They're all working together. It's lovely. On warm, this one loses some of that complexity. I did this in my laundry room and in one of the bathrooms. 2 places. Very strong. 8 out of 10 easy. Very strong. Went 2 days. Very long lasting. So performance, not a concern here. If you have a large open layout, this will do it. I think this one is well done for the right person. If you like fresh scents, if you like tree scents, if you like laundry scents, if you're a fresh scent lover, this one I think is worth picking up for sure. For me, this one, the thing that I didn't like about it on warm is for me it went a little bit soapier than it is on cold, and it lost some of that balance that it has on cold. So on warm it was more just like a green tree, clean laundry Irish Spring type note. So again, fine for a bathroom, but not something I'd want my whole house to smell like personally. That being said, for the right person, the right house, if you have a scent preference that is leaning more towards clean, fresh type scents, I do think Wild Pine and Linen is a good pick. So I don't think there's anything in the catalog like this really. So I do think this has a place. Whereas Buttered Pumpkin Dream, maybe this one should be in last place because I think we have similar scents to this that are better, like Brown Butter Pumpkin. And I think this one is probably going to be less appealing to people. Whereas this one, it's not for me personally, but it does have, I can see the appeal of the scent for the right person. And again, I really like this on cold. On warm, again, it just went a little bit too single note Irish Spring for me, but that's just me. So Wild Pine and Linen, maybe this one should go to 9th place instead. And again, performance was phenomenal on this. It was long lasting and very, very strong. So again, powerhouse bars. So out of those 10 scents, if we're looking at open layout worthy bars that I think would perform well in most open layouts, we have 6. So 6 out of 10 I think are very, very nice for like larger open layouts. The first one is Old Fashioned Evening, crazy strong, nice and long lasting. Emerald Pear Blossom, less long lasting, but still nice and strong. Lavender Woods, very strong, very long lasting. Golden Sunflower Fields, moderately strong, very long lasting. Wild Pine and Linen, very strong, moderately long lasting. And Frosted Marshmallow, nice, moderately strong to strong, and more of an average duration. So those are the 6 that I would recommend for large spaces. The other 4 are also reasonable performers. Like there's not the worst performer in the bunch is actually my second favorite, and that is Velvet Cashmere Woods. This is light and not crazy long lasting. The rest are all very respectable performances. So yeah, that is the 10 new releases in a nutshell. I'm trying to keep this video quick and brief, so we will leave it there. But yeah, let me know in the comments below which ones your favorites are, if you've smelled them. If you haven't smelled them, which ones are you most looking forward to? And if I had to just build a 6-pack, and again, this is a 6-pack just based on the ones I think would be a nice little balance to try. If I knew nothing about the person's scent preferences, I would go White Oak Woodland, because there's nothing else like this. It's very, very different and unique and very, very pretty. Old Fashioned Evening, because it's a powerhouse and seems to be fairly widely appealing. Emerald Pear Blossom, because it's nice and fruity, something for the fruity lovers. Frosted Marshmallow, because it's delicious and strong. Velvet Cashmere Woods, even though it's a lighter performer, because it's beautiful, and again, there's nothing like this. And Blankets of Love, because again, something for the fresh people, fresh scent people, and it's a nice, pretty, kind of, I think, widely appealing bedroom scent. So that is the 6-pack I would suggest. Hope that was fun, hope that was helpful, and again, those are launching on September 1st at midnight Mountain Standard Time, which is 11 p.m. Pacific or 2 a.m. Eastern. And again, make sure that you have a party link open for yourself if you're a consultant, or if you're not a consultant and you're a customer, ask your consultant or myself to open you a party link so that you can attach all your orders to that and gather some rewards. You may as well. Hope that was helpful. We will talk to you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.